Welcome to Managerial Psychology Hasbro Interactive Case Study. This is the structure of today's presentation. We're going to examine mainly communication and conflict issue that leads to downfall of Hasbro Interactive. Hasbro Interactive set up in 1995. In 1997, divisional revenue rose from 35 to 68 million. In 1999, Tom Dusenberry set up 1 billion target revenue, but end up only 237 million. Finally, in 2000, Hasbro Interactive came to an end, sold off for $100 million. Social context is to be analyzed from culture, structure, power, and team dynamics perspective. According to competing values model, Hasbro is flexible, discretion, external focus, and differentiate. Therefore, Hasbro culture can be defined as advocacy, focus on risk-taking, creative thinking, doing things first. Since there's little formalized deadlines, cost projections of monopoly promotion, and no clear roadmap. Hasbro used multi-business unit decentralized structure. Moreover, Hasenfeld and Dave Wilson supported with Dusenberry's decision, overtrust him, give him autonomy to self-regulate divisions, and cooperate with other divisions without formal arrangement. Most large organizations engage substantial amount of teamwork. Cohesive decision-making groups can improve problem-solving capabilities, have stronger endorsement of major decisions, making more rationalized decisions. In contrast, Hasbro Interactive does not create teamwork environment. Then let's look at the personality traits of the management team in Hasbro. We separate management team traits into two categories. One is radical, the other one is conservative. Tom Dusenberry is the manager of Hasbro Interactive. He is extroverted, with ambitious and confidence for his talented visionary and career path being promoted. He's also low in agreeableness, decides all the operational decisions, make interactive like disorganized division. He is moderate in conscientiousness by setting unrealistic plans, overlook inefficient financial system. He is high in openness, being creative, ambitious, and all over optimistic in making rosy projections. Hasenfeld is the CEO of the company. His high in agreeableness, Hasenfeld gives too much autonomy to Dusenberry. He's low in conscientiousness. He ignored this organized structure under Dusenberry's control. He's high in openness. Imaginative management of the company, curious interactive games, implied his openness towards new ideas. Baum is high in agreeableness, evidence from complied voracious pressure for closer control on interactive. He's low in conscientiousness. Baum admired Dusenberry's ability as a leader, set emotional goals for interactive, which stimulate Dusenberry's over-optimistic in his work. Dai was CEO of the Interactive. She's low in agreeableness, since she ignores employees' resistance for new financial system. Dusenberry thought Dai's divisive influence on management team bring negative effect on his leadership. She's also high in conscientiousness, systematic, careful, responsible to her work, and at interactive. Finally, she's low in openness due to her conservative approach in system implementation. Morachi is high in conscientiousness. He took more responsibility than other executives. When he's being promoted CFO, he expressed strongest concern. He also implemented tight controls. He's low in openness. He was conservative because he focused on financial details, established agreements for legal complications. Then, let's look at the communication issue. Research suggests a positive association between constructive communication style and conscientiousness. Dusenberry's low conscientiousness, thus easily to have communication issue. Agreeableness associated with good behavior. It seems that both Dusenberry and Dai use aggressive communication style, express their opinions, and advocate for their needs, not concerning for others' feelings. As a result, people on the receiving end feel more defensive, lack of constructive feedback. Social contexts also contribute to communication issues. Firstly, without rigid hierarchy determining development directions, clear communication is difficult, also leads to costly delays in decision-making. Secondly, multi-business unit structure requires management competent in strategic planning, which is not the case in Hasbro. In Hasbro, there's a lack of communication between divisions, leads to monopoly promotion problem. In addition, Hasbro Interactive is not a team-based organization. There's lack of common objectives, little information exchange. Leadership's top-down, only Dusenbrae control everything. There's lack of feedback between supervisor, subordinate, discourage group thinkings. To solve communication problems, communication skill training program, feedback system can be considered. Communication skill training programs aims to improve the ability of managers to communicate, the strategy plan, delegate actions, share information, give critical feedback, communicate the need for changing conditions. The feedback system aims to improve vertical communication between supervisor and subordinate. Questionnaire can be used every year-end. The result of the questionnaire should relate to manager's reward. In addition, suggestion box also enables employees to express their suggestions and complaints. Then, let's look at conflict issues. There's conflict between DI and Interactive, resulting from instrument financial system. Dusenbrae thinks this as a disaster because the new system is suitable for toy and gaming business, but not for Hasbro Interactive. Personality difference result in conflicts. Dusenbrae, Hassenfeld, Baum are radical due to their low conscientiousness, more openness, more concentration on creativity to challenge themselves by setting emotional goals, resulting in disorganized operation. Rather, Dia and Virtua are more conservative, with low openness, high conscientiousness to implement standardized system and setting reliable goals. Thus, it's obvious to find differences in personality between Dia and Dusenbrae, which influence their behaviors. Besides, Dusenbrae and Dia are low agreeableness, thus it's hard to negotiate when there is a conflict. According to Dusenbrae's leadership style, overconfidence, Hasbro Interactive employees are under his control and accustomed to be working within a flexible environment instead of Dia's standardized control. An advocacy culture and decentralized organization is creative, risk-seeking, full of autonomy, impact on employees' behaviors, resulting in conflicts. Companies' overconfidence on Dusenbrae made Hasbro Interactive operate like a subsidiary rather than a division, undermine disciplinary effect in implementing standardized systems, and stimulate Dusenbrae's over-optimistic leadership style. Moreover, company's culture influenced executive decision-making process, leading to rosy and emotional goals. Dia's change was disciplined, which is contradictory to firm's culture and leadership style. The organizational creative blockers, such as close monitoring, conservative control, and interactive, decreases creativity. Here are some recommendations to resolve the conflict issue. Firstly, Dia should have more understanding about Hasbro Interactive. Leadership training program could also be helpful to improve Dia's management skill. Secondly, Hassenfeld should consider the power of balance between Dusenbrae. Thirdly, Dia and Dusenbrae should enhance mutual understanding, making decisions account for collective organizational interest. Hasbro could recruit a CFO as a coordinator to resolve conflict. Lastly, Hasbro should improve the cognitive, interactive game business practice, for example, holding an information session. In conclusion, Hasbro could improve in the following aspect. A hybrid structure can enhance the cooperation across divisions. There should be specialized departments, such as marketing and finance. Moreover, Hasbro should have clear strategy communicated with divisional leaders. Hasbro should have formal procedures and policies, informing all employees through paper distribution, meetings, discussions. Besides, the culture of Hasbro should be more hierarchy-oriented, more structured with a focus on efficiency, stability. It is important to move to team-based organization to enhance communication and group thinking. Finally, Hasbro should provide continuing training for managers to develop key leadership skills. And that's the end of the presentation. Thanks for listening.